For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Hey. Jeez, missed you guys today. Hey, back at it, baby.
Fellas,
Hey.
you'll love this.
Go on.
Going home last night,
Yeah.
stopped at my dairy.
Oh,
Because I
packet of darts, yeah.
Yeah, packet of darts.
yeah.
Shoelaces?
No shoelaces. And as I was walking into the dairy, another fella was walking into the dairy with me, and he looked at me and smiled and said, "Don't worry, Jason, I'm not going to give you my bike." Re our chat yesterday on air.
How
And I
good.
went, "Oh, good on you, mate." So that was quite funny.
What dairy was that?
That's just the one up from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's very convenient. I've got like 2 dairies within 50 metres.
Well,
of
did
me.
he know that as a result? Was it the same dairy that you went into? That was it the same dairy?
Yes, it was the same deal.
So
I
did he
don't
know it because you talked to him about it, or because
No, he
he had
knew-
listened to the radio?
Because he listened to the radio show.
That's great.
And he must have listened to it literally in the car on the way there or something.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
funny.
What
a backbone.
That made me laugh. And the good thing was he was a good bastard.
Backbone.
Had a little chat and he didn't follow me home.
That's good.
always a
You know what I
bonus,
mean?
isn't it?
That's the one thing about my house is if people do, and I've had a few interactions with people at the dairy, and they will tend to follow me and keep chatting, and then
Right.
I get to my driveway very quickly, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to walk down until you carry on walking.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of occasions where people have said to me, "Oh, is that your place just there?" And I've gone, "Oh, no, it's a bit further down, mate, bit further down."
And they go, "Oh, yeah, that one right. Okay, that's good to know."
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Then they
And
get
you're
there.
away most afternoons, doing the radio.
Fuck us out.
Yeah.
How are you guys today, man? How's life?
Pretty rooted,
Yeah.
but pretty good. Am I?
I spent the afternoon. So today I was like, good. I've just got my gaming podcast to do. Comes out tomorrow, by the way. Extremely Casual Gamers. It's great.
So good,
It
man.
is.
I
Thank
love
you.
that podcast.
Got some exciting news on that front, Keezy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Love the sound of that. So when I did that, and around it, I had all this admin I needed to sort. And I was getting through it. The last piece of admin was hook up the printer I've ordered because we've never had a printer. And I'm sick of coming to work and having to scan. So like the $150 printer, boom. It took me an hour and a half to make the scan work so that it would send it to my emails.
Right.
You don't just go scan, then type in. You have to set up an email account on behalf of the printer to send from.
Yeah, you see.
And you have to approve it and use. And I'm good with technology. It was a fucking ball ache,
It's
man.
a rig.
yeah, that is one thing I just wouldn't even attempt, to be
And
honest.
honestly, I was at the point where, like, if I didn't have an hour right now to actually go on all these different websites, I would just be like, nah, fuck it, I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
it's one of those things I just end up throwing it through the wall, or
Yes.
certainly want to.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then get this, I had my important documents ready to go. I was like, oh, okay, finally, I'll scan them, then I'll go to work, scan them all through, send, error, didn't work. Everything I'd worked on hadn't
sure, you
worked.
scanned it. Yeah.
And so I came to work and scanned them instead.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, great
Once you
stuff,
work
mate.
it out, though, Keezy, it'll all be worth it.
It'll be
won't it,
great.
mate?
It'll be really good.
Yeah. You wonder what it's all for, don't you?
Yeah.
At some point?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, was it on this show we were talking about how... Actually, no, I think it was Ramesh the other night when he was talking at the comedy show. He was talking about, which is relevant nowadays. There's heaps of Instagram videos of people being like, "You should wake up at 5 a.m. You should go for a run. You should do this. You should look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to be a CEO or something."
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And he's like, and that's great if you're wired like that, but if you're not, you should try and do as little work as possible, and
For as much money
as you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
and spend as much time as you can doing stuff that you actually like.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, John Cleese was a big advocate of that in terms of doing fuck all work.
Getting to a point where you can, if possible.
And he said, why do people get obsessed with working all the time? And
Yeah.
It's
he
the
just
opposite.
loves being on a beach and just chilling out.
1,000%. If I
Yeah.
could live my life drinking piss on beaches around the world, that'd
That'd be
be
nice.
me.
But in order
Absolutely.
to do that, you have
That's
to
the
do a
thing.
shitload.
If you're not born into it,
Yeah.
it's a struggle. So
Yes.
then you want to build businesses that have got passive income that you set them up, you can have people run them, and then you can leave.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then they just send you the cash.
Yeah,
well,
that's
the cash
right.
just goes into the
Or
account.
you can, yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Yeah, I've got to set up some kind of cash business before I
busy.
before I leave the old rager.
Yeah.
Just to keep it, flying. Or, my wife and I.
Yeah. I don't do that on the potty.
I think I might have mentioned it before, but she was talking to this couple at her work who have retired early, and they've got a bit of money. They've got a bit of money, but all they do is house sit around the country.
Well, there's a website. There's a website that you can go on.
Yeah,
and so that's a worldwide thing.
Yes.
I had a woman that I've had thousands, but this particular
one.
She was building our website, and over the course of her building this website, she was in Singapore, Indonesia, one other place, and then a house in the country in France.
Yes.
So her and her fiance, you just go around and you just house it, and
yes.
It's just a website, and that's it. So they just go around doing that. They pay nothing for accommodation.
Yeah.
And you just go around feeding the cats and staying in these outrageous places. It's
that's
like,
exactly
why
right.
would you not do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. But like this woman was saying, and they go to these beautiful parts of the country, and she didn't mention overseas, but my uncle does the same thing, where him and his wife, they've got a little sort of set up in New Plymouth, but they spend most of the time just cruising around the country, looking after other people's houses, feeding the cats.
You know what you do?
And beaches, and they're usually pretty nice places.
I wonder if it's probably... My brother-in-law has a setup, and it's fucking awesome, over in Amsterdam, where he's 35 now, I think. Him and his partner both work there, but in Amsterdam they have interest-free home loans for first home buyers. So they've bought the third floor in one of the classic Amsterdam houses, and they're paying that off. However, the cost per night is 400 or something euro to stay in that old part of Amsterdam. That's how much they Airbnb their floor out for.
Yeah.
And one night of that is enough to cover them working 4 days or 5 days from Spain, which is an hour flight away or something.
Yeah.
And so someone will book their house for the weekend or maybe 3 or 4 nights, and they'll literally just go to Spain or something and work remote from there and make
It's
money.
the one, isn't it?
It's fucking awesome.
My God.
Yeah.
Actually, my father-in-law just spent 10 or 15 days in Italy just recently, like literally just recently. And him and his partner were telling us that like Italy's falling apart, basically. It's broke. And everything over there, in terms of housing and stuff like that is fucking nothing.
You can get a dollar house in
it's
those
just
old villages.
ridiculous. And
But they're all fucked, though.
yeah, well, they will be. But, if you're only paying $10,
Well, I think
NZ.
by the coast it'll be fine.
Yes.
But certainly interior Italy, at the weird little towns and stuff, I've watched a few things about that.
Be lovely.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, fellas?
I agree.
I say that to my wife all the time.
That Zara and I are having. We're just sort of, I've got a few years' work left in us, that's for sure.
Well,
Yes.
the yarns I have with my wife is, when are we moving to Christchurch? That's her yarn.
Yeah, that's the dream.
And I'm like,
My regular yarn with my wife is, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Let's just sell her and just cruise around. And she goes, yeah, but we need a proper house. And
You do need a proper
we need
house,
blah, blah,
Jace.
blah. And I'm like, no, fuck that shit, man.
Where you at with the apartment?
Your bourgeoisie bullshit.
But your favourite thing is going into your lounge and watching your TV and having a coffee and punching a dart on your
Cleaning up the
deck.
duck shit.
And cleaning up duck poos.
Yeah, duck poos.
So, like, you don't want that
Look,
to be
I
different.
know it's stupid.
Oh,
I
you
know
have
it
it.
is.
Yeah, look,
but
you
it's
have,
just a fantasy in my
it
head.
is.
Do you
Lots
know
of
what I mean?
fantasies. It's nice to have those fantasies. All it is essentially what it comes down to is you hate your life and you want something else. You know what I mean? And you've got 25 different daydreams that all seem like they'd be better, but they probably won't be, because when you get in there, it'll still be you being a miserable fuck.
You look in the mirror and it's still
That's
your
true.
piece of shit.
Yeah,
Ace,
yeah.
you're like, oh,
It'll
my
still
God.
be you.
Oh, here I
It'll
am.
still be you carrying
Still me.
carrying that massive burden on your shoulders
And that
every day.
huge
the
thong
mountain.
between your legs. What's happening with your apartment idea?
It's still going.
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
Funnily enough, with Jason Hoyt.
no, because we've had a lot of
True
tradies.
story this with Jason
I know.
Hoyt.
We've had a lot of tradies because, as you know, we're getting the old ensuite done, and every tradie that we deal with has said the same thing to us, which is, now, how long are you going to be here?
Oh, I thought it was going to be, why is she with you?
Yeah, well, that as well. How long are you going to be here? Are you going to be here? Are you looking to sell, or are you looking
If
to
you're
stay here for
staying,
some
we'll do
time?
a good job. If you're going to leave, we'll do a
Thank
shit
you.
job.
Well, not necessarily a shit job, but a cheaper
less-
job.
yeah.
Yeah. So we can do this, if you're thinking of leaving in a year, that'll be fine.
We've done some renos, and we've done like we did copper fitting. You just want it to last forever.
Yes.
Whether you're staying in it or not. It's like,
Yeah.
do the best job you can and don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So
well,
you went
we
the
always
cheap
go,
one.
well, nah, just do the cheapest.
Hence the lino.
But the guy, my wife was telling me today, the guy came over and he said, but I mean, your house on the exterior is not great, but he said, but you got a brand new roof, you got a
Heat pump and stuff as well.
heat pump, you've got good walls, you've got blah, 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 all this sort of stuff. You'll be sweet as, it'll be easier to sell this place.
Oh, yeah.
And my wife went, excellent.
What? Yeah, you should sell, get an apartment for cheaper than your house.
Obviously. Well,
You know what I mean? And then so you got a little bit of cash to go and float around and,
well, we do have a fantasy, but I'll tell you about that some other
sweet.
time.
Is it
Okay.
sexual?
Nah.
No.
Sadly
Give us
not,
a couple
maybe.
of those.
Okay.
Give us a couple of those fantasies. How are you going with your sexual fantasies? Anyway, have you took them all off?
No.
They just sort of ebbed away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
they
give
just,
up on them.
it's like a cloud of smoke and it just dissipates. When you
Making
first
lo-
blow it out, it's a big stream of smoke, but then it just dissipates into the atmosphere.
It does.
How are your sexual fantasies, Keesey?
I haven't even started. No,
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
a lot to tick off.
Right.
Yeah.
The first one is to
The
listen.
threesome?
Oh, yeah. Listen to the Hauraki Big Show 4 till 7 on Radio Hauraki. Obviously, I'll have an affair first,
You're still doing that, are you?
based on last night's show. Yeah.
Good shit, mate.
Nah, just joking.